To keep it real, man, the Fed bid was a lot different than all my little county bids and juvie and shit. You know what I'm saying? It was like I had a good foundation around the time that I caught my case, and I always get bailed out because you know what I mean. I was just blessed like that, I guess. For the Fed bid, it was just different, bro. There was not, bro. I would try to give up 2 houses, bread, all type of shit. They're like, no, you're not going nowhere. So Hawaii 6 hours behind, so they came and got all my codies at 6 in the morning, and they came and got me at 12 at night. Kicked in the door. It was a nightmare. I'm in prison out there with 300-400 pound Samoans, you know what I'm saying? This one dude was so big, dude, that like he had drawers on and shit, but he had to wear like a sheet. That's how big bone people out there. But I promise you, some of the most humble motherfuckers you'll ever meet, bro.
Got a moment when they see you down, there's no they love it.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Bounce Back Podcast. I'm your host, B. Luke. I got a couple special guests with me today. So why don't you tell the people your name, where you're from, and a little bit about yourself.
I go by the name Mula Monopoly. First of all, I want to thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming.
I'm from Worcester, Mass. You know what I mean? I pulled up with my bro slash manager, D, you know what I'm saying? I'm a businessman. I'm a musician. I go by the name MULA, Monopoly on all platforms. We here, man. Life after prison, man.
Okay, so D.
I was born in Worcester, but I was brought up in Framingham, and then I moved to Rhode Island. Like, I'm here now after the little Fed bit we had, so we appreciate you letting us be a part of this.
Talk about where you guys met, how you guys met.
We kind of caught our bid around the same time. When I caught my Fed bid, I got caught in Hawaii. Then I went through the whole fucking transit. I can swear on him, my bad.
Yeah.
I went through the whole transit. I went from Hawaii to Las Vegas to Oklahoma, Philly, Brooklyn, and then I was stuck in Rhode Island for like 3.5. You know what I'm saying? Then they sent me to Otisville.
What's that diesel therapy they call it?
Bro, when you get on a plane too, you got about 150 dudes chained up, obviously, like, you know what I'm saying? They got a fucking piece of duct tape on the plane, like, wow. You would think like some Con Air shit, but nah, but I met him when we was on, what is that, receiving? Not receiving, when they put you on a block and then they figure out what they're going.
Like classification?
Yeah, type shit. So I met him on classification. We pretty much caught our bid, separate cases, but you know what I mean? But I don't know, we hit it off, man. Real, recognized real, man. He's a good dude, humble, quiet. That's pretty much how I am, man. Cool, laid back, you know what I'm saying?
So why don't you just break down the diesel therapy a little more? Like, what was the worst part about that?
It's weird, bro, because like every destination is different, obviously. You know what I mean? You're meeting people from all over the world. My biggest issue with the diesel therapy, because you know how it is. You did some time, you know what I'm saying? It's like when you start getting comfortable, and then you got to pack up and then do it all over again and meet a whole bunch of new people. So that was probably the worst thing about it. You can't get comfortable.
Pack like sardines, bunch of guys.
Bro, you got to take a piss on a plane. They watching you piss. Like, it sucks.
So when did you start with the music? When does that become part of your story?
To keep it real, man, the Fed bid was a lot different than all my little county bids and juvie and shit. You know what I'm saying? It was like I had a good foundation around the time that I caught my case, and I always get bailed out because, you know what I mean? I was just blessed like that, I guess. For the Fed bid, it was just different, bro. I would try to give up 2 houses, bread, all type of shit. They're like, no, you're not going nowhere. So
They got a hold on you.
Anyway, long story short, man, I was fighting a lot. I was arguing with COs. I was in the box, in and out. And then I just, you know what I mean? You could only fucking...
Did it become like some sort of an outlet, almost therapeutic, to start writing music in there?
Yeah, it kind of started off like a diary / signals, you know what I'm saying? And then I got to the block, and then I started building with other people that do music. They started showing me how to make it into actual bars and shit, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I started crafting it. Yeah, when I touched down, I always said I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna go to the booth. Once I laid down my first studio session, it was like, yo, I see the potential, you know what I mean? Keep going, and it's been up ever since, man.
I mean, I think it's important, too, to have some sort of outlet like that, like writing, like journaling even, but like coming up in like urban environments, like nobody journals, bro. So it's like a kind of way to do that
And people
in like a
relate to it.
socially, accepted way, or even sometimes these battles we have with ourselves, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I don't want to journal, like that's not cool, but then you get to an age and you realize like it's good to put stuff on paper, whatever way it may be. You know,
It's a way of venting and not keeping it bottled too.
Yeah, because that's
you have to let it out.
growing up in like the urban situation or the way we all grew up, I think it's like everybody keeps it bottled in, you know what I mean? You don't want to spill your feelings and then people try to use that as like something against you or whatever, so we just hold it in naturally for whatever reason.
Explode on the wrong person.
Let's bring it back. Talk a little bit about what Worcester is like, right? I mean, being upstate, I know Worcester had a big presence up there. They're pretty deep. There's a lot that goes goes on out there. It seems like.
I mean, Worcester, for whatever reason, man, like, I feel like we underlooked when it comes to mass in general, man. At the end of the day, man, there's real people, like, real niggas everywhere, you know what I'm saying? So, Worcester, it's like anything, man. I mean, if we talking this gang shit, that everybody got their sides or whatever, luckily, we kind of, like, cool with everybody, you know what I'm saying? Unless it's, like, a personal, but,
They're broken up, is it like I know I'm from Cambridge, right? We got East Cambridge, West Cambridge, the Port Coast. Like, how is Worcester broken up?
you would say you got like the east, you got the valley, which is the north, you got the Kilby niggas, which is like the south, you know what I'm saying? The west niggas, that's the Chandler boys. I mean, and then you got like Bloods, Crips, and all that shit spread everywhere. But when it comes to street shit, it's kind of divided like that, you know what I mean?
And D, for you had moved out of Worcester at a young age?
I was born there, but I lived there in like 2000 to like 2002.
Okay.
So I went to like South High and stuff. My sister went to Sullivan, but we was out there. Like she was caught up in some gang activity. She got stabbed with a pencil, stuff like that.
Okay.
But I was out there for 2 years, and back then it was like Worcester was more alive than it is now. Like it seemed it died down over the years, but that just seems like anywhere.
Hey, well, that's a good thing, I guess.
You
Man.
know what I think it is though? It's like growing up. So now we're not involved with all that little kid shit no more, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. We living real lives now, man. We not running this, doing a bunch of nothing no more. You know what I mean? It's different.
So we got Joyner Lucas, right, out of Worcester.
Yep.
Was that somebody who you had seen like his come up, grinding from an early age, or
You know what's crazy about the Joyner situation?
his big out there?
Yeah, he's definitely, he was like that person, like he was definitely overlooked too, because we'll be smoking blunts and shit in the park, and he's over there rapping and writing, and everybody's like, look at this guy, you know what I mean? But I respect him because he stuck to his craft, man, and sky's the limit, clearly. Look where he's at now, you know what I'm saying? But he just kept going. And, shout out Joyner.
More specifically, I guess, about your household, right? Like, what was that like growing up? Did you have both parents around? You got any brothers and sisters?
Nah, man. My household was wild, man. I did a little 3-year bit when I was 8 years old, man. Got taken away from my mom's. They sent me actually to Jamaica Plain. I was on Hillside. I don't know if you ever heard of Hillside. I did like 6 months over there, and then they sent me to this program in Rutland called Devereux. I was there for like 2.5 years, so I came home when I was like 11, almost 12. My grandmother took custody of us. It was actually me and 5 other like cousins and brothers and sisters and shit. So we definitely had a big family, but my dad, I don't know, he was playing the streets. You already know, man, being a man. So he wasn't a bad father, but he wasn't a physical, everyday type father, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect towards him, but.
So what's an 8-year-old doing to get locked up? Like, that's pretty young.
Just dumb shit, man. It was just, I wasn't getting that mothering, nurturing that I was looking for, you know what I'm saying? So I was just lashing out, you know what I'm saying? Acting up at school, throwing books, stupid shit.
So how was school for you? How were you as a student? Did you do well with the work? And did you misbehave a lot too in school, as far and out of school? Is that what was going on as well? Just
I don't know, cause you know every couple of years you start getting into different shit. But when I was probably like right before I went to that little lockup shit, like I said, I was throwing chairs and stupid shit. So my grandmother was like, "Yeah, I can't deal with this shit no more." I ended up getting locked up. But as far as like the schoolwork and shit, I was good. It was more like focusing, you know what I mean? I was always
Focusing disorder.
but you were going every day, or did you skip it all? No.
Well, when I was young, yeah, but when I was like 14, 15, now we smoking trees, you know what I'm saying? We got into that little phase. Skipping, smashing, man. Yeah.
So talk about Hillside being so young. I mean, what was that like? Did you have dudes that maybe try to bully you? Or?
Nah. It was like, from what I can remember, I was young, like I said, I was like 8, 9. So when I was in Hillside, it was more like they separated you by age, like maybe like 8 to 12, and then 12, I don't know. So I was with the young kids, so it was just more like a big daycare, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like nothing crazy.
What does Worcester have as far as like a juvenile detention facility? They got. Like,
I know they got a spot over there on Belmont. What is it called? Hadley? No, not Hadley. Leahy. They got Leahy right there on Belmont by the hospital. And then if you get like committed, they send you to Westboro.
Westboro, okay, that's the one I heard of. Westboro Secure.
They got that. They got Pelletier for the girls.
So was that it as far as your whole juvenile thing? You get out, you on probation. What ends up happening?
Well, to be honest, I was locked. I did a couple months here, a couple months there. I come home. I started South High. I went to the same high school as him, not together, but I went to that high school too.
So in Worcester, how many public high schools are there?
There's a few.
You got North, you got South, you got Doherty, you got Vogt, and Burncoat. So 5 public, and then you got all the Catholic and all that other, you know what I mean?
And how did you do in high school? Did you get into any sports or anything like that?
Nah. By the time I got back into regular school, man, after I graduated the alternative, man, I was probably there 3-4 months, and I got kicked out. I got in an argument with the principal. So they tried to send me back to like alternative. I quit. Ended up getting my GED like 3 months later when I was 16.
You got your GED on the street, or you got locked up?
Nah, I got mine on the street.
Okay, so what like motivated you to do that? Because you know a lot of people.
Around the time that I dropped out, I ended up knocking up some shorty with my first kid.
Okay.
So that kind of gave me a little motivation right there. I'm like, damn, like I'm still mad young and I don't want to just live off of like other people, you know what I'm saying? So I started kind of motivating with that.
So like, what's going through your mind when you find out about you having a kid at such a young age?
To be honest, I didn't even believe it. I mean, I'm like, I'm a kid, but I'm like excited, but at the same time, I'm like, is it real? Like, fucking 16, I can knock a girl up, like for real? Like, I don't know. It was surreal, but then I started seeing a little baby bump, man, and yeah, man, it was, like I said, it was surreal. Then when he was born, I don't know, that definitely changed me.
So you get your GED, and then like, what's the next step? Do you try to get a job after that?
Nah, you already know, man. I started
hustling.
Yeah, I came up on a little settlement, started selling trees and shit. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that's the right way to go, you know what I'm saying? But that was just,
yeah. It is what it is.
Started hustling and shit.
They'll see eventually where it all leads up to, and that's not a place that they want to be, right? Federal prison or anything like that. So, but it starts with these little things, these choices. They call it the school to prison pipeline for a reason. You know, most of the kids that are getting suspended, kicked out, those are the same people you see.
I'm in prison.
Facts.
And so, when does it come to your first adult case? What happens with that? Do you?
I always had like misdemeanor shit for like county shit. It'd be dumb shit. Like it wasn't really like physical altercation, domestic, but like she'll call me because we're arguing, and they got that law. They got to take the male or the female. You know what I'm saying? What is that? The Remy law or some shit?
Probably.
Some shit like that. But anytime like anybody calls, they have to take one of the two. So it would always get dropped, but I end up doing a little 30 days here, you know what I mean? Stupid shit. Or driving without a license, you know what I'm saying?
The little bids seem long as hell.
So where's that though? If you do those little bids in Worcester County?
Worcester County, yeah.
Okay, so I guess break that down for me. Like what's the county like, man?
They got the main jail, which is like the maxi. So the way it is, it's like 4 long hallways in the main jail. Boom. So they'll have upper left, upper right, lower left, lower right, and that's Maxi B. Then they'll have A1, A2, that's suicide watch, and what do you call it, the hole. Then you got Maxi C, that's where all the fucking no good people go. Well, at least the time when I was there, because I know they switched it all around. And then you got the kitchen block, which is his own little building. It goes to main jail, kitchen block building. And then you got the mods, which is like a whole project. You got H block, I block, J block, L and K. And that one down there is more like the jungle. That's not no hallways. It's just a big ass, you know what I'm saying?
And they do trial and sentence in the same place on different units, or is it a whole nother jail?
Well, I know when I was there, it was I block and J block was a sentence block. So the I block was really for like niggas that sentence that you don't have a job and shit. You know what I mean? Then when you go to J block, you're transitioning out the box, but you're sentenced, so you go into that block, and then you have like the niggas that's working around the whole compound type shit on that block. You know what I mean?
You been to any other counties as far as jail?
Nah. Okay. No. My only real my only real bed was the feds. All this other shit was like a couple months here and there type shit. It was not crazy.
What about you? Did you do any bids in county, anything like that before you made your state? Your federal. State?
Yeah, the ACI in Rhode Island. Mm-hmm. So they got like an intake building for like the people that haven't been sentenced, the people that have been sentenced. You got minimum, medium, and maximum over there. Mm-hmm. And then they got the women's prison too, all on the same strip.
Yeah. It makes sense. Rhode Island's a small state, right?
Yeah. Then they got the training school over there too for like the juveniles.
Yeah, I worked with a kid who did like 3 years or something like that in the training school. He was up there when there was like some big riot or something. They were fighting the staff or whatever you want to call it, man. So.
Yeah, it gets out of control. The other day it was just like a fire over there too. It was like on the news and everything.
Yeah.
But I was in I was in intake and I was in medium.
So what brought you to to Rhode Island and getting arrested? Is that somewhere that you go a lot? Like, did you know anybody when you get up there, or you just being from Mass?
Being from Mass, my cousin lived out there, and my aunt. So a couple of my cousins lived out there, and my aunt. And at the time, it was a good move for my mother. So I grew up without a father. I never knew my father. So my mother, she did everything by herself. But like with his situation, I got taken away at 5 years old because my mom and my stepfather got raided at the time. So my mother did time for gun possession, and then my stepfather, he was in Billerica, and my mom was in Framingham. But like I lived with my grandparents until my mom came home. Like we lived in a motel for about a year in Framingham on Route 9, and then we got our own apartment. But when we moved to Rhode Island, it was probably around right after Worcester.
Okay.
So we moved out there after we moved out of Worcester, and it was cheaper out there. And my mom had a better opportunity for work, so we moved out there.
I like all the Rhode Island guys I've met, man. I met a few Rhode Island guys, man. I work with a few of them. They're good people. But so he had mentioned about like his mom getting locked up and stuff like that, right? Was that something that was going on in your family? You got family members getting locked up? Was that something that was kind of the norm? I know you mentioned your father might have been involved, but did you?
My brother. I mean, my father didn't really do no jail time. He caught little misdemeanors and shit, paid fines. But my brother and my mom's was in and out. You know what I mean? My mom's was chasing that devil. You know what I'm saying? So she was caught up in that aspect of life. And but yeah, just that's pretty much who really did time. My mom's and my brother.
Okay, so when you're running the streets, right, and you're trying to provide, do the best you can as a father and anything like that, but you're moving a certain way, at any point did you feel like or think about the possibility of having to do some time?
I mean, you always know it in the back of your mind.
Everybody think they're the best, and they're the one that's gonna get
Untouchable,
away with it.
You can't be untouchable in that game, and nowadays it's not like how it used to be. Everywhere there's cameras everywhere too, so it's just like even when you think you're untouchable or whatever, they can track phones now, all that. So it's just like you gotta really ask yourself what's really worth it. If you're gonna step foot in the game, you gotta be quick in and out. You just can't keep doing it, because you know what I'm saying, that's an addiction and a poison itself.
Yeah, well, I feel like nowadays, there's too many legit ways too to be making money out here. So I feel like
facts.
We all maybe steer towards that. But was that something that was going through your mind? Like, did you have a plan, like put money aside for a lawyer? You know what I mean?
To be honest, bro, like I ain't gonna hold you, man. We was ripping and running, man. We was having some fun, obviously smashing business, all type of shit, getting money. We actually bought into a club in Providence, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's really what brought the noise on us, you know what I mean? But you always have that thought in the back of your mind, but you're so blind because of everything else that's going on. So you're putting that shit back there. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna hold you, bro. When they came, bro, that shit was like a movie. Like, I didn't even know why they was there. Long story short, them motherfuckers came and got me for a phone call. Never caught a gram on me or nothing, bro.
Okay, so talk about that day. Like, that day that the feds come, is that what it is, or do?
Yeah, I was, like I said, I was on vacation. I was on Hawaii with one of my shorties at the time, and it was crazy because now that I think back, they was walking next to us the whole time. We chilling at the tiki bar and shit, drinking. That motherfuckers is, you know what I'm saying? And it was crazy because the first 2-3 days we're on like the 62nd floor, bro. We got the whole front crazy view. And then they called me like 2-3 days later talking about like, yo, could you come down to the desk? We double booked you on accident, boom. So I go down there, they giving me this whole story like, yo, I'm gonna give you a discount because we double booked you on accident, which is all bullshit. Yeah. So they moved me probably about 10, 15 flights down. But they gave me a bigger room. But so my room was in the corner and the feds is right here. So we coming out, they walking out, but they had it look like a mom and dad, and then with like the son and his wife, or the daughter and his husband, some shit. So they made it look like a family. But long story short, when they kicked it in, Hawaii 6 hours behind. So they came and got all my codies at 6 in the morning, and they came and got me at 12 at night. Kicked in the door, guns to the face.
Were you sleeping or were you up? Like,
yeah, I was taking a nap because the clubs don't close till like 4 or 5 out there. Bro, I'm fucking drinking at 10 in the morning. It's vacation. You already know, man. We fucking bye. Anyway, just taking a nap. I don't know. It was just Hawaii 6 hours behind. So they came and got all my codies at 6 in the morning, and they came and got me at 12 at night. Kicked in the door. It was a nightmare. I'm in prison out there with fucking 300-400 pound Samoans, you know what I'm saying? This one dude was so fucking big, dude, that like he had drawers on and shit, but he had to wear like a sheet. That's how big the motherfucker was. These big bone people out there, bro.
Yeah.
But I promise you, some of the most humble motherfuckers you'll ever meet, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, like if I had to do time, if it wasn't so far away from my family, I would have picked that jail.
Is that somewhere you went to a lot, Hawaii, or was that your first time there?
That was actually my first and most likely my last time there.
So what about like the shorty you're with at the time? Is she freaking out, like, or is she?
Bro, she was whiter than all three of us, bro. She was pale as shit when that shit happened. To be honest, she was oblivious to whatever the fuck was going on, cause it was more like
So
my little side piece that we was having fun type person. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
So she didn't really know what the hell was going on, but
Okay, so what's the so you eventually bounce around, right? And then you go to see what you go to Rhode Island. Is that where you met in the feds?
in Central Falls, yeah. So
It's
that's
private
actually a
facility.
holdover.
Yeah, it's a private facility.
Excuse
Okay,
me.
so explain that to me. A holdover, a private facility.
So for like the whole New England area, like let's say in Mass, Rhode Island, CT. So you got two spots. They either gonna send you to Plymouth. They got a federal hold over there. Or they're gonna send you to the Wyatt. And I don't know. We got sent to the Wyatt. But yeah, honestly, bro, you're out all day. But
Still, while you're going to court and everything like that. Okay, so how many co-defendants did you have? Was it like a big case?
yeah, we had a
Like
big.
a sweep kind of?
Yeah, it wasn't a RICO. It was my side of the case was conspiracy, but there was two sides of the case. They had like the Hobbs Act, and then we had a conspiracy for drugs. But so there was about 5 people on the Hobbs Act, and then on my side it was about 7.
So what's that? What's the Hobbs Act? I've never even heard of that.
So it's pretty much it's a robbery case. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's what they call it in the feds, the Hobbs Act. Conspiracy is like they can assume that you're doing something and they'll corroborate it. Like say us 3, they'll catch you with drugs, but they only got us on a phone call and they're assuming whatever we're talking about
So that we
pertains to
conspire
what you
to
got
it,
caught
yeah.
with, and that's how they connect the dots. That's what happened our situation.
So how long are you until like trial, or do you plead out?
Nah, we went to trial. So one guy never got caught. One guy told and took a plea, and then three of us went to trial. And then the other couple guys that was on our case got sentenced in the county. So we went to trial. The main guy on the case got 13. I got 5. My other Cody got 50. What did Kev get? 52 months?
Yeah, 52.
52 months. So we actually made out because for a plea they gave us more time than what we actually did. You know what I'm saying?
So they offered you a plea bargain and you didn't. They offered you a plea and you didn't take it.
Nah, they was trying to give my Cody 30 years, so there was no way I was signing off on that. I was
Okay.
like, we was all brothers, man. I'm like, if they gonna smoke them, they gonna have to smoke us too. But they didn't have nothing on us. They was just dragging us because they wanted us to plea so they can.
How do you
Smack 'em.
find out that the one dude's like telling?
They got,
Number one, they
keep
kept him
away.
in Plymouth while everybody else is over here. And then when we go up top, they was like, we can't come out the box unless we sign this waiver saying that we're not gonna put hands on
so and so.
so and so. You know what I mean? I don't want to put the name out there.
Yep.
But so yeah, we had to sign that, and it was crazy because my halfway house, I was supposed to be in the halfway house a few months before they sent me, but they was having trouble because the nigga that told on us, they was trying to figure out his halfway house too.
Yeah. Was that somebody that you were close to? To find out about him telling it.
Let's just say this,
So
man.
weakest
Don't
link,
be
that's how it usually
fooled.
goes.
Don't be fooled, man. The ones that they portray, they're the super thug gangsters, man. Those be the ones that are like this. Real shit.
Yeah.
Cause
Under
on
pressure.
they on dogs, bro. We thought, not saying that he was more gangster than niggas, but he was one of the ones that used to hold himself like that. You know what I'm saying? And he was just a.
And when the time came, it just showed his true character.
But yeah. So
What was your confidence level like going into trial? Did you have a paid lawyer?
I had a paid lawyer. So long story short, we was getting into it because. So you know in the county you're going to fucking court like every 30 to 40 days or whatever. And the feds is not like that. Bro, we didn't go to court for the first 16 months.
Wow.
Besides us getting indicted after we first got arrested, we didn't go for 16 months. And then after that, it would be like every 8-9 months type shit.
And they dragged it out when Corona hit too. So
Oh, man.
like when I got sentenced, it wasn't until 2021. Over 2 years in there already.
Mm-hmm.
And when COVID put a hold on everything. It pushed everybody's dates back and everything.
Bro, when that COVID shit, not to change the topic, but when that COVID hit, bro, if you came out at 8 o'clock, you got 1 hour to cook, shower, work out, phone call. Wow. And then if you don't get that shit done, you don't even come out till 8 at night the next day. And you would keep rotating every other day like that.
They
it
do
would
bottom
suck.
tier, top tier.
Yeah.
Nah, they was doing 3 cells at a time though at this time when it first happened.
Damn.
At first.
It's like you getting punished for something that you got like absolutely zero to do.
And
it's
now
one
that-
thing, you know, we here to do time, whatever, you take that time, but it's like
But in
now you
Pennsylvania,
like doing whole time pretty much.
Nah, you know them motherfucking CEOs was taking advantage of that. Them niggas is like this. We fucking miserable inside of the cells, motherfuckers.
one of the guests you had on here before Life, that was Marcelli and School Kill.
Yeah, that's a good nigga right there.
Shout out to him and hands down.
Sure.
When we was in there, it was only 10-minute showers. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't touch the phones or emails.
Wow.
And it was like that for like almost 9 months straight.
Damn.
Without even contacting our families or anything. Only way you could do it is through a letter.
Did it get to a point where dudes were kind of getting like fed up and something was
Oh,
about
yeah.
to go down?
Yeah.
and did
Oh, you
things
had
That happened a lot of
actually
times.
start
That happened a lot of
acting up?
times.
Oh,
Lock
niggas,
it down, and
niggas was
people-
getting crushed over that phone because when they started like opening up a little bit, they was giving us unlimited minutes. And at first you could
back
call,
to back. Yeah.
call, you know what I'm saying? It was you could double up. Niggas wasn't having that, nigga, bro. Everybody, niggas was getting blown up. Niggas was going to the box. Then they was doing it like when you get a phone call every half hour, right?
Yeah, after
That's how
that, so everybody can get a call in. And then people like, yo, after you, let me get it right back.
Got you.
Type shit.
So when you get your 5 years, you said that, I mean, pretty much made out. How much time were you looking at, like leading up to that? What's your mind state like? You said one guy did offer 30 years. So like, what are you looking at, like for maximum amount of time? And how do you feel about that?
So it's weird with the feds, right? Because like I said, I'm green to this. I did my little 30, 40, 50 days, whatever in the county. So it was never really no jail time. It was more like a quick time out. But when they first snatched us up, now again, I'm in Hawaii. So now I get my paperwork from a bum ass lawyer. You know they gonna give you anybody because like type shit. Yo, all the names on my shit scratched out. There's about 15, 20 names or whatever it was scratched out. Bro, and all I heard was 5 to 40. Bro,
Yeah,
I just,
the max. That's what they do. For mandatory
Yeah,
5,
man,
it's anywhere up to 5 to 40 years.
I didn't eat. Bro, I went to jail. I was probably about 220. Bro, I came home like 160. I'm getting my weight back up now, but bro, like, it was just, I felt my whole soul leave my body, and it was like, I ain't a piece of shit, so we not telling, so we got to go for this ride. It was just, it just went numb. I really had no.
Did you like start like looking to God there and start saying like, you know how it is, man? Oh, if I make out on this, I'm not living that life no more. What if did you start having those conversations or?
You know, awesome G shit. We human though. I'm sure we all been there. I definitely had them conversations in my brain and shit. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when I was getting towards like the middle of the bid, it was almost like I would ask him like, damn, like I don't know why you're doing this, but it gotta be for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And then I would talk to a couple of OGs, and he was like, yo, don't take it as a punishment, you know what I'm saying? Take it as for a reason, and you might not know now, but then maybe a couple years down the road when you're home and shit, it's gonna hit back to you.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel right now. Like on some G shit, I suffered. I lost a lot. My bitch got married to the whole next nigga. Like nigga, it's just a lot of shit, a lot of betrayal. Was left for dead, all type of shit, nigga. Like, and now I look back and now I feel like I got the answer why everything happened, you know what I'm saying? Because we're so blind, we're so focused on making that fast money that we're not really paying attention to what the fuck is going on. Like he opened my eyes like, yep, don't be around these people. Yep, don't fuck with this bitch. Yeah, don't do this. You know what I'm saying? Focus. And then I feel like he gave me my gift that a lot of people
Still
are
searching.
gravitating towards, you know what I mean? And then I built a whole new little foundation, like, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I got my manager, Saz Bro. I got a few solid dudes, and I feel like we're making so much noise in a short period of time, and it's all genuine, and everybody brings something to the table. It's not like before the Fed bid that I felt like I was carrying everything, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? It's just different.
Yeah, man. You get your
spooky.
5 years. What's the first stop now? Now that you get sentenced, you go to Wyatt.
So when I first got sentenced, it was crazy because I was supposed to get sentenced in 2000. I came on 23. We in 24. Yeah. So I was supposed to get sentenced in March. No, I blew trial March of 20. I want to say March of 22, I was supposed to get sentenced 90 days later, so I say around June, July. They continued my shit till November. That's when I ended up getting sentenced. And then I ended up coming home like 4 months later. I don't know, cause bro, we don't. I was paying a jailhouse lawyer. We don't put in fucking 30 motions. Like we was really fighting our case. You know what I'm saying? And I think the judge took that personal, cause he let my Cody go home and made me go up for another little 4 months. I'm like, you motherfucker.
Right.
Like he could have just let me go home, but I think that was just for doing all that. But yeah. So after I got sentenced, they sent me up to Otisville. That's in like West New York. It's probably about 2 hours from Brooklyn. It's going towards like Syracuse and all that way.
Okay.
Yep.
So what's that considered? How's it broken down? FCI low.
I was in a medium high. So Otisville is a
like
medium high.
Yeah, it's like an FCI.
Yep.
And
But
you did the rest of your time there.
yeah, I did a little 4 months over there. The only reason I didn't go to the pen is because I had my GED.
Oh,
See,
for real?
bro, you get like, I think it's like what, like 7 points for not having your GED?
Yeah.
Some shit. Like that's a big deal because I think if you got 28 or more points, you're going to the pen. Anything under that, then you know what I mean?
And if you got a violent record, they know you for fighting and violent, you're going right to the pen.
Gotcha. So what were some things you were doing with your time, like some positive things?
I'll tell you, when I got up top compared to the Wyatt, man, I was a ticket man, I was the poker man, you know what I'm saying? And I was militant, bro. I was fucking, I'm talking about 500 burpees a day. Like, I was going crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'll show you pictures, you wouldn't even like, you was like, what the fuck? You was skinny as shit, but cut up. But the Wyatt compared to up top, the Wyatt's a little bit more laid back because you're with, like, niggas that you know, like Cody's and shit. You might know them from, like, in the clubs and shit type shit. Yeah. But when you went up top, now I'm with niggas from Texas, just random spots. Like, they come from all over. And I just was more on some militant shit. I was just, as soon as the doors crack, I'm gonna eat my little child, boom, working out. I was working out twice a day, bro. I'm running about an hour and some change every day. So they had 5 tiers where I was at. And then they had like the bottom, on the bottom basement tier, they had like these little flight of stairs. And then they had this long hallway, so I'd run up and then do like keep going back and forth. I was on it.
Staying busy with that.
Yeah,
Stuff.
jail just sets you up for like to keep a productive routine.
You feel like a robot, my nigga, on Doug's.
But if you could take that routine and abiding to it and then do the same thing out here, I feel like you could be very successful.
No, facts.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to do.
Like when I got sentenced, the judge, he was just like, yo, he's like, I'm impressed because like where we was at the Wyatt, I had over like 30 certificates before my sentences.
Oh, nice.
Got my GED and everything out the way. And
That's
he
good
was just
shit.
like, yo, he's like, a lot of people talk the talk, but you walk the walk. He was just like, you're gonna be something when you get out of here.
Yeah.
Told me straight like that. Usually you hear judges be like, you coming
We'll see you
back, stuff
again.
like that. And he's like, especially with everything you dealt with in there. Like when, like I said earlier, when my brother died in there, he died August 25th. And then prior to it, my sister's husband, he died August 21st, all on the same day.
Wow.
Then my house caught on fire,
Wow.
all in the
And
same
rains
month.
and pours.
And
Yeah,
then,
no bullshit, not to cut you off, but his brother's situation, that shit was like surreal too, bro. That was like that was my dog, bro. Like,
So talk a little bit. We spoke about it off camera a little bit, but
Yeah.
you know, talk a little bit about that. You know.
bro, that was my workout buddy, whatever. And long story short, he just came up to my door. He was like one of the runners. So he comes up to my door. He was like, yo, bro, and he's shaking like this. He's like, yo, bro, I don't know what's up. I mean, nigga, like, no homo. He's like, yo, my balls hurt. I'm like jittery. I'm like, what, nigga? Right in the kiosk. We got these little kiosks that you be like to the nurse. Anyway, they kept blowing them off. So long story short, I'm out and he was in the cell this time. And I went up to his door, same shit. He's like this. And I'm like, yeah, that shit ain't normal. So now I'm ripping the CO like, yo, call somebody. Call somebody. We all have to get locked in. I hear him banging at the door like 2 in the morning. Bah. I need a fucking doctor. Them niggas don't give no shits. They finally let him go see a doctor at 7 in the morning when they're doing the shift change shit. And then, nigga, literally like an hour or two later, we found out he passed away. But I think if they would have really like checked him, he would have been good, bro. They let his system shut down, basically, my nigga, you know what I mean?
Wow.
It's fucked up.
It could have probably been prevented. You know what I mean?
no, it definitely could have been prevented. They didn't even call my sister, which was his wife. And He was on the emergency contact list. She didn't even know because she came with my son's mother to come see me for a visit, and they weren't letting her see him. They was like, oh, he's not here right now. So she called his lawyer. He was like, he didn't see me. So his lawyer looked into it, and they found out that he was at the hospital.
Wow. And you were in the same facility at the same time?
Yeah.
It was just different blocks though.
Yeah.
We was on, what was it? I think we was on K block at the time.
Yeah, y'all were on K, and I was in E.
Wow.
Yeah, they put us in the jungle, man. I don't know why they always put us in the jungle, man.
Wow, man. So, I mean, how do you cope with something like that, man? Like losing your bro in that situation.
It was tough for the whole family. That everybody felt that loss. Even the people that like knew him, like that was a loss that we all felt.
Yeah.
And like if you knew him, like my brother looked out for everybody. He wouldn't leave nobody out. If he had it, you had it. And when I dealt with it, like he'll tell you, like I just kept busy by working in the kitchen at the time, and I was doing doubles every day.
Yeah.
I was the highest paid kitchen worker in there. I was getting like 75 a week, 300 a month, on top of like the contracts we had going in there as well.
Yeah. You gotta stay there, bro.
Yeah, you gotta stay out your head.
Nah, no bullshit though. Rock one of them people though. He'll walk into the room and he'll brighten that shit up, man. No cap, man. I'm not just saying it to say, like, you feel certain people when they walk in the room. You like, you know what I'm saying? He was one of those. Good nigga, man. Rest in peace, man.
And you said he was a diabetic too?
Yeah, he was a diabetic too.
So you think
he had a heart condition. Like before we got snatched up out of feds, he was in and out the hospitals too, like a lot, because he had a heart condition. And diabetic, he wasn't supposed to eat like certain foods and stuff. And he was like all hard head, but
You know he a big back ass nigga, dog. We was picking out that motherfucker, bro.
Well, I mean, I want to touch on that. Like, what's like you guys' overall perception of the healthcare in the federal system?
Well, to me, it's trash, that ass. And even what they gave my brother, what made him pass away, they try to give to me too. Like when this was all going on, like they called me to the lieutenant's office twice that same week, and everybody's looking at me crazy. So when I go back to the block, but the second time, like I didn't hold back. Like there was tears coming down. I'm in front of inmates, grown men, and like I couldn't hold it. That's my brother. Like, and when I went in there, they had his picture and my picture, and they just took mine back. So I'm waiting for him to come, and then there was like my son's mother called, and she broke down. I couldn't hear what she was saying, and then she's like, "Rock's gone." And then I just dropped the phone, and then like they was just like, "Yo, we're gonna give you time." Then when I went to medical assistance, they was just like, "Oh, here, you want to take this to try to sleep it off?" I was like, "I don't want that shit."
Yeah.
But
That's
like,
terrible.
when you put something in the kiosk, if you're a short time in the feds, they're like, "Oh, you're gonna be home soon. Don't worry about it. You'll get it done when you get out there."
Yeah.
Them motherfuckers don't give a fuck, bro.
No, they don't care.
It don't even matter. It could be something simple as you're trying to figure out your date to go to the halfway house, or so just imagine even something smaller like getting your meds if you need them type shit. They don't give no shits. They understaffed. They don't give a shit.
So when you guys were locked up together, is that when you guys started formulating the idea of the whole manager-artist relationship and everything? Or was
Nah,
that...
we didn't even know it came to that until we both came out. He came out a month before I did. I was in the halfway house when he was home already.
Okay.
And he was like, "Yo, come to one of the shows." And at the time, I couldn't leave the halfway house. But then once I got out of there, then we started clicking up. We started popping off. Then when things started coming together, he's like, "Yo, since you're around," he's like, "I'm just gonna make you the manager."
Nah, he's a solid dude in general, but he's good at connecting dots. Like, you know how some doors, like not that you can't get into, but like, you know, I don't know. He just good with everybody. Not saying that I'm not, but he just more like
A people person.
he can open that door that some people can't because whether this person got an ego, or, I don't know. You know how that shit go. But he's definitely good at connecting them dots, man. He's a good dude.
Hey, everybody got their gift, man. You know, that's how I see it. Everybody got their gift, so you gotta just make sure you're utilizing it in the right way to prosper, bro. You know?
And it's just like everybody that like I looked at when we was locked up together, like I look at everybody like I want to see him win because we all know what we dealt with at that time when COVID hit. Like couldn't talk to the families, be there for them. And like you said, like me and him, like when we was on the workers block together, chess wasn't his thing. We played chess a couple times. Spades wasn't his thing, but we played a couple times. He just do it just to pass the time, but it wasn't really his avenue.
That's why we play some poker though.
Nah, he ran the poker table, then was always working out, or he played ball.
I had to stop playing basketball too, nigga. Yo, you know how that shit go. You start arguing, nigga.
Some people don't like to lose.
Oh yeah, I've seen stuff. I've seen crazy stuff happening with basketball. Referees jumping in, you know what I mean? Because they got us as the refs in there. You know what I mean? It's crazy though. So how long when you get out do you start like hopping right into the music or what's the
That's why I say like this Fed my nigga. I swear to God, it was like it was a curse, but it turned out to be a blessing, bro. Because it was like it's so crazy how bro. I only been home
Facts. I won't be
for
saying
like 20 months, bro. I swear to God. And the first show I ever did, we opened up for Vital. I swear to God, I can show you videos. Probably I'll show you after this is done. But I'll show you videos, bro. I literally walked in the building with like 50, 60 dudes, and everybody had the whole headliner situation going on. Vital was like, who the fuck is this guy? And I swear to God, it's the first show we ever did. It was just mad love. And it was, I came home February 12th, and this happened like March 13th or some random, I don't know, it was something like around there. It was probably literally a month after I came home. First time ever going to the studio, I went straight to the phone.
It was the end of February because I got out in March. It was the end of February for that Vital show.
So yeah, so same shit, within a month type shit, you know what I mean? And then I just met a couple other good dudes. Heavy, shout out Heavy, you know what I'm saying? Heavy's been with us since day one too. You probably know Big Heavy.
I think so.
You from out here?
Yeah.
Damien, yeah, that's my guy.
That's crazy. I went to high school with him. We was like in homeroom together, yeah.
That's crazy. Shout out.
True Era.
Yeah,
that's my guy, man. That's crazy. It's a small state, man. You know what I mean? Everybody's kind of connected one way or another.
No, facts. And like a lot of people like throughout New England, like they know who we are. They see the motion. Like we work with King Ace. He worked with Hands Down. We work with Life. Like we work with a lot of people that are doing things out here too.
How important is it to do that? The networking and the working with each other, bro?
I think honestly, bro, that's major. Number one, that's major. Unity is everything, bro, because it shouldn't be a pisser contest, man. Look, we all got a gift in our own way. You know what I'm saying? Let's build, let's uplift each other. If you think about it, man, it's hard to get the hell out of mass, and no matter what you do, I don't care if you're a fighter, you're a rapper, you're a painter. It don't even matter. It's harder because a lot of people always want to be that guy. It's okay to take that backseat for your brother or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but we definitely work with some good local celebrity artists, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Shout out King Ace. Shout out Hands Down.
A-Zip.
Shout out A-Zip, you know what I'm saying? Shout out everybody that's grinding out there, man, trying to do something with themselves, man.
And free Day Heat too.
Oh yeah, free Day Heat. They just snatched them up, right? Yeah, that's some bullshit.
So what do you got going on? You got music videos?
On YouTube, I got about 17, I believe, right now.
Okay.
We still got a couple in the cut that we haven't dropped yet. We just work. I don't know if you ever heard of the Hoodies. We just did a feature with them. A couple weeks ago, we shot a video.
Oh, that's fun.
We're actually about to open up for them on Friday.
I heard them do a freestyle or something on one of them platforms.
Yeah, them dudes is monsters, dude.
They humble dudes, very humble.
They brothers or something?
Yeah.
They're very humble.
Bro, they heard the track. They was like, yeah, we fucking with it, bro. Pull up. But yo, it was crazy because when we first pulled up, so they all the way out there in Yonkers, we pull up, and it was like some construction shit. So it looked mad sus, bro, because like the road, it was like closed down because of the fences, and it just looked like a whole abandoned area. I'm like, yo, these niggas just invited us to hit a lick, like hold up, man. So now we on P's and Q's, and then it turned out to be like a whole dope ass.
You never know, man. I thought Polo G's brother was robbing like photographers and videographers, trying to, so you never know. It's good to be on.
Yeah, you gotta be on P's and Q's.
How was that experience like though, man? It must have. Like, how'd you start feeling about like being free and like the perspective of being where you was at? I'm sure that's got to be a moment where you're like, glowing almost.
Honestly, bro, it was a humbling experience, man. Cause like on some G shit, we pulled up and they was like the way we chopping it, they was regular like that, man. Like, and they was putting us on point about certain shit in the industry, like yo, beware this and don't, you know what I mean? So they was putting us on point, man. Shout them guys out, man, because I used to own, like I said, I bought into a club in the Providence before the fest, so I already dealt with celebrities and. You're gonna, like, when you're in this type of industry, you're gonna deal with a lot of diva-ass niggas, bro, that think they shit don't stink type shit. And they was just, man, all I can say, shout them guys out, man. If you don't know who the Hoodies are, man, check them dudes out. They mad, genuine, real niggas, man. Salute.
What's been your favorite part about doing music since you've been out? What's like your favorite part about it?
Obviously, who doesn't like to get recognized? That's number one. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's like telling your stories and your raps and people gravitating to you because they like, damn, I can relate to that. Damn, he really been through that, or he really said this, and it's all genuine. Paperwork's good. I ain't no bitch ass nigga. Like it's real. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely a good look.
Fun too, shooting music video. I shot like 1 or 2 myself, man. I just had to remind myself to have fun with it, man.
Yeah. You gotta have fun with it.
Nah, we definitely have. Bro, we got a whole crazy movement going on. We call it us never them. Obviously, we go by headliners, but like in the whole New England area, we got like a us never them movement. So we got a couple people from Rhode Island, we got a couple people from Boston, and we all just uplift each other, man. We be going on vacations with each other. We just went to Puerto Rico. That's where we shot that Sins video that just dropped.
Shot a video in Atlanta.
Shot a video in Atlanta.
Opened up for Papoose.
Papoose, Emilio, Petey Craig.
Cassidy was there, but
So
he left
talk about the first time performing. I mean, butterflies going up there, man, nervous a little bit. Like
I could tell you the first show I made it look good and like confidence wise, you know what I mean? Because I'm shitting bricks in my brain, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and in my brain, I'm like, yo, we gonna kill this shit. That's all I kept saying to myself. Yeah. Everybody kept trying to talk to me when I knew I was about to perform, and I'm just like, I ain't even talking to you guys. You know what I mean? And then I don't know.
It's gotta be like a fighter on fight night.
Nah, honestly, it turned out good though, man. Vital dapped us up. We took flicks with him, you know what I'm saying? The manager was like, yo, we gotta work. That's kind of how I built that relationship with even with Heavy, you know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, y'all niggas got son, keep going. And it's been up ever since, man.
That's what Pap said too. He was just like, yo, he was just like, y'all got something going on here.
Yeah, we just performed for Pap like 2 weeks ago. That's the shit with Petey Craig, Emilio, and Pap. And bro, you could see him bopping with us like while we performing. He was like, dang, these niggas is nice. You know what I'm saying? So it was love.
I mean, how's it feel to get that love from like legends and shit like that?
That's the crazy shit, cause we grew up listening to these dudes. They the OGs, you know what I'm saying?
Medical Slaughter,
Library Law.
He's going through a
Law
lot right now
Library.
with Remy and everything. But,
nah, she going through it with him.
Well,
He on with the next one.
Yep, absolutely, man. But
Shit.
Well, we got
that's a situation for Pap though. He got beef. He call it a show.
yeah, I'm not even hip to exactly everything that's going on, but I just see everything popping up. You know,
that's all the internet is. Yeah,
she the champion though.
Type of deal. The whole, you know.
His new girl's the champion, bro. The boxing the world champion.
Oh, what, Clarissa Shields?
Yeah. Oh, what? She the world champion.
Okay.
She knock a bitch.
That's why they said Remy's making a big deal about it now.
Yo, what 50 say? Remy go get the Glock, nigga.
That's crazy. So, what's like the newest thing that you have out that you're promoting right now? Is it an album, a certain video, both?
The Sins video.
So the Sins was. Go ahead, speak up, man.
Yeah.
Nah, the Sins video he just dropped like literally 4 days ago.
Okay, tell people where they can find it, and I'll link everything too in the
it's
description.
On YouTube or on any platforms. Mula Monopoly, MULA Monopoly. On all platforms. Then he just dropped a single today.
Remember that Lloyd Banks shit to the end. If you my nigga, you my nigga. I just remixed that shit. I just dropped that.
Oh, that's fire.
So he just dropped that single today. And then like we got so much shit in the works, and then we got some big surprises for next year as well.
I know. I wish I could tell y'all right now, but I can't, man. It's all
we
love,
gonna keep
man.
that on the hush. The work's gonna speak for itself. But one thing we will tell you is that we are opening up for the locks.
That's fire.
We're opening up for the locks, and we're trying to see if it's gonna be the one with AZ or the one in Prov right now.
Okay.
So we're trying to see if it's gonna be CT or Prov.
To be honest, I really want to do Prov though. That's like our backyard right there, bro.
Home field advantage, right?
Yeah,
bro, it was supposed to be in Worcester.
But oh, okay. That's really
and it got canceled.
That's literally your backyard. Literally.
But we
and is that off of that? Is that new single that's off of a specific album? What's the name of the album? Yeah.
To be honest, I haven't dropped no EPs or albums yet. I was supposed to drop it in November, but I just wasn't in a rush. You know what I'm saying? Like we got some good momentum going right now, so I feel like that surprise that I want to tell everybody about that I'm not gonna say yet. I'm gonna wait, and then I'm gonna drop the album because I feel like it's gonna gravitate a lot more eyes, and then we go from there. But
I feel like nowadays too, I feel like albums aren't as important as they used to. As long as you're consistent, if you drop something new every, so often, man,
it's gonna catch
people have short
attention.
attention spans anyway. You know what I mean? I really haven't remember last time I sat and listened to like a whole album. But if someone drop a new video, I'm gonna tap into it. You know what I mean? And watch that, and then watch the next one in a couple of weeks. I don't know. So I feel like that's where it's kind of going. I don't see too many albums being put out unless you're like Kendrick or somebody like that.
Nah, even if you that, my nigga, like I feel like you want to drop like EPs is better, like 4 to 7 songs. Like you said, the attention span is.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's still gonna bring the crowd in, you know, catch their attention, and then they're gonna be like, all right, he got another project. Let me get that one too.
So why don't you? We'll start with you. What is something like you learned about yourself, Mula, in prison and going through all of that, man?
What I learned, damn, I learned a lot. I lost a lot too.
Yeah.
I definitely had a lot of self-reflection, man. One of the biggest thing I learned, bro, never expect somebody else to do what you would do, man, because you're always gonna find yourself disappointed, bro. Real shit. Because I feel like genuinely I used to do a lot for a lot of people, and when shit hit the fan, they just scattered. You know what I'm saying? Like to go to trial and know the type of many people I was with before even catching the case, nigga, I'm not exaggerating, 30, 40 people every day type shit. To seeing 3, 4 people in the crowd, bro, that shit broke my heart, bro. Like I'm a human, I'm a man. I ain't no soft nothing. Yeah. But it's just like a reality check, bro. Like
that's only there because you was up. Exceptional man is because not everybody's like you. You know what I mean? You gotta, you can't have it both ways. If you want to be great, you gotta realize that nobody's gonna be able to live up to those same standards because that's what makes you you, and that's what makes you stand out. You know what I mean? So, what about you? What did you learn about yourself through all that, and you lost a lot as well, man?
I learned how to maneuver and a lot of discipline. Like, think about it. Like, people use like liquor, weed, drugs just to cope with certain losses like that. I had to face the reality of life, so I had to learn how to deal with that without smoking a blunt or drinking. So just like
bullshit. That's a big one, bro. Social anxiety is a motherfucker, bro.
I like they said discipline too, because I feel like prison is you need like that emotional discipline. You know what I mean? Like when you're going through, you're losing your brother, but you can't react. You can't just go crazy and spaz out. You know what I mean? You gotta.
They kept checking on me about that too.
With your emotions and everything.
Like, and then like when COVID hit, my oldest brother died from COVID, so it's just like I lost 3 brothers in less than 2 years, and my niece and 2 of my nephews were killed. So I dealt with a lot being locked up.
It must have felt like literally coming home to like a whole new, never mind everything else that changes, but like a whole new world, like a before and after.
No, it was. And just the fact that you didn't get to say your goodbyes to the people you love. Or like the last time, the only thing I have with my brother before he died was we was basically in the visiting room. And both our last words to each other was to keep our heads up and we loved each other. And that was the last time we talked. Last things we said to each other.
Wow.
So it's just like, when you're in those situations, and I feel for anybody that's in those situations, because when you lose loved ones and shit, like I was in the RDAP program when I was locked up, and like you gotta speak in front of like 100 inmates, and you gotta tell what you dealt with and stuff like that, so they have you talk about shit like that. Yeah. So it takes you out your comfort zone, and then you have other people, like you're talking in front of 100 people, and they'll say as long as you catch one person's attention. And then I was in there with Mano's brother. And then he ended up doing one on his mother because he lost his mother in there, and basically said that like he was like, Bradford gave me the idea to basically talk about this because his losses. Wow. And it's just like you never know whose attention you catch.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's just like with shit like that, like they want me to be a motivational speaker at like training schools and stuff like that with what I dealt with.
Absolutely, I think it's important to give back and show the next generation coming up, like, it's not really, there's other things to do. I mean, if you want to do it, we're going to tell you what's going to come with it. That way you can't say, oh, that you didn't know.
Facts.
You know what I mean? I feel like...
You want to stick to being a ball player? Play ball.
Yeah,
stick to what you love. Because you see the girls and all that disappears once you get locked up. There's only 2 outcomes in there.
She going to find the next balling nigga, bro.
Yep, and not answer your calls.
Like, there's a lot of glorification that comes with it, whether it's movies and sometimes the music and everything like that too. But like, what's the worst part about being locked up?
To me personally, it's just not being able to, cause like I'm an independent motherfucker. Like obviously we all need somebody for something, but it's like I like to maneuver and do whatever the fuck I want and you know what I'm saying, at my own pace, and then you got it might even be a nigga that's younger than you, cause I'm fucking 30s, you know what I'm saying? Now I got 22-year-old CEO talking about go lock in.
Right.
And I'm looking at this little nigga like, you wouldn't
Who
even
the fuck you
talk to
think
me,
you talking to?
you know what I mean? Like, so I guess the word is discipline, I guess, you know what I mean? You learn a lot of discipline with that, but obviously being away from family, you can't smash nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, that sucks. Sucks. Mental torture.
Nah, it is.
Mental torture, bro.
It's like being grounded.
Yeah. I still call it like buried alive almost with a bunch of other people that are buried alive, man, cut off from society, bro.
And then not only that, you can't pick who you have as a cellie and stuff.
Oh,
like
hell
that too.
no,
So it's
shit.
just like
Ain't
you might
no
end
way to
up with a
live in my
motherfucker
shit.
that might stink or just like annoying or whatever, and you gotta have to sit there.
Oh yeah.
Some ain't gonna deal with it, but some just gonna be like, I ain't trying to fuck up my good time. Like,
Oh yeah, some kids headbutting windows and stuff like that, man, because they ain't on the right beds or they're not taking them or whatever, man. Like it's so many things in there out of your control. You know what I
nah,
mean?
facts. You have no control.
But you adjust and you adapt, and hopefully we could take those skills of adjusting and adapting and do the same thing
On the streets.
out here, bro.
Yeah.
You know, so
No, that's what it is. Like I just put a motion in to get off probation, so I'm waiting to hear how that goes. It takes up to like anywhere to 30 days to 6 months.
okay.
So once they do that, then I won't have no more federal probation.
So what kind of things would they like consider as far as why they would terminate it early?
Well,
You've
I
just been
did,
doing
I did,
well,
I
staying
did
out of
everything
trouble.
I'm supposed to. Never caught a shot when I was in prison. I got my GED. I did everything. Like I completed this HOPE program they got in court. When you get out, you got to go to court like once a month,
Oh, okay.
and they have a FaceTime one, and then you got to go in person in court. So I completed that, and it takes up to a year, and it knocks a year off your probation. And then
Lucky motherfucker. I
I've
couldn't
been
even
working.
get in that program. Well,
Nah, I've been working 2 jobs even since I've been home. So it's like I've been staying out the way. I'm doing what they ask. Then like when I went to Atlanta, I had to tell them like I'm going to Atlanta,
Yeah,
and then
that's
they got a call out there, be like, oh, we got guys that are on federal probation out there. Let us know if they get in trouble. But like when we go out there, like we don't get in trouble. We out there just to enjoy ourselves and do work.
Yeah, business. You out there as a business trip, but you enjoy yourself while you're out there too.
Not facts.
So, Mula, what about pardon, what about you? How much probation did you say you had?
I had 3 years when I came home.
3 years?
I get off.
4.
What are we going to 25? So I get off February 26th.
Okay.
I still got about another year and some change. But to be honest, bro, like I never really smoked bud. You know what I mean? In my younger days, I did, but as long as I passed my drug test, I did a little dab program and shit, just cause. Yeah, he don't really be on my back. He probably hits me up every 60 to 90 days type shit. You know what I mean? Check in once at my my business and then once at the crib. So he rotate with it. It's not. He don't really bother me. The only thing that sucks is when it's time to travel. Like he said, you got to check in, you got to ask permission, you got to fill out a whole form.
Yeah.
Dumb shit, my nigga. But
So what is the business? You're not back into the clubs, are you? Or
nah, I don't know. Nah, to be honest, bro, I was blessed before I went in. Like I said, I before prison, I had bought into the clubs and shit. But that's another loss I took. That's a whole different type of topic. So yeah, I had like barbershop / salons, and then while I was in prison, like I said, I was working the poker table, and I ended up opening another business. You know what I'm saying? So I got an even bigger spot. Then it turned out we ended up getting like selfie lounges and fucking a hall. You know what I'm saying? We just kept expanding. Thank God. You know what I'm saying? But
what advice would you give to somebody who wants to get into entrepreneurship, man, and be a businessman?
the best advice I could give anybody, man, is if you have a dream, if you could think about it, you could do it, man. The hardest part is taking that first step. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be all fucking sunshine and rainbows. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta put in that work. If you want something, you gotta put in that work. Cause even for my first barbershop, I got it in 2017, bro. I was coming out of pocket. You know what I mean? I actually got a partner, which is my pops. We was coming out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? And it took us about, just for a guesstimation, a good 18 months before we started flourishing and actually having a couple dollars to play with. You know what I'm saying? So don't give up just because it's not going according to what you thought it was going to be at first. You know what I'm saying? It takes time. It takes time. It takes grind.
Like I say, your biggest investment.
For sure. What would you say has been like the biggest reason for not like going back and staying out?
It's almost like, in a sense, not that I feel like anybody's wishing bad on me, but it's almost like they're expecting me to do that. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, that's all he's ever done. But it's like, no, man, I actually learned from this experience. You know what I'm saying? Because like again, that was my first real bid, and I seen a lot of shit that shouldn't have been the way it went down. You know what I'm saying? Obviously left for dead, took a lot of L's, whatever. But it's like, nah. Now I see how they act when shit hits the fan. So now I'm gonna come home and focus on me and my few that are putting into whatever we got going on, meaning the music. You know what I'm saying? And everyday life. But yeah, I don't know. I don't wish I
lifted in what's really going on behind the scenes. Man.
Yeah, it's not even worth it, bro. It's not worth it, bro. It's not. You can make money these other ways, man. There's a lot of ways to make money, man. Like,
without looking over your shoulder.
Honestly, it feels good not to have to always be like this. Don't get it twisted. Do I miss that money? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But God is good, man. I'm living comfortable. You know what I mean? I got my couple little businesses, and we getting by. So I know all that extra good money's gonna come after, God willing, with this music shit. You know what I mean? We just gotta keep grinding.
So where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
Oh, my team on top, man. Respectfully. You know what I mean? We don't compete with nobody. We just in our own lane. We do our own thing, man. And I feel like we gonna get back what we give out, and that's positivity. You know what I mean? And we're hungry. I know they see our aspirations. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like manifesting is gonna come about, man, because we doing good, we're putting out good, we're looking out for each other, and I feel like that's what's gonna gravitate back to us, manifestation.
What are you looking forward to the most as far as being a father moving forward in that journey?
Being a father, man, it's crazy because when I first got booked, my kids were still little, man, little boogie faces and shit, you know what I mean? Now my oldest, he's 18, man, he goes to college, he plays corner for Worcester State. So it's like surreal seeing him like a little puke, and now he's a grown man. I can go to the club with him if I wanted to, you know what I mean? Like, but nah, honestly, man, I just want to save them from what I went through, you know what I'm saying? I don't want them feeling the bend, you know what I'm saying? I want them to know that I don't give a fuck if it's 4 o'clock in the morning, call me, you know what I mean? You need me, I don't care what it's about. I mean, don't be like, yo, I need $2 to go buy a candy bar or something, but like, you know what I mean? Don't be afraid to reach out, man. I'm here for you. Like, I love y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So, what's next as far as shows or anything coming up that you can promote?
So we got the hoodies this Friday.
So that's this Friday. Okay.
Friday.
What is it? Motion Lounge?
Motion Lounge. And
Motion Lounge, Providence. It used to be the old Club Lit. It's on Broad Street.
Okay.
That shit fire though, bro. That shit's huge. It got a big stage. Survive, man. Come see some real niggas perform, man. There's gonna be a lot of people in the building, man. For us.
Then we got the Lock show after that. You know, we probably got like some local shows in between, but those are the 2 biggest ones for now.
You working on more videos and stuff as well?
We got 4 of them.
We was actually just shooting
in the clip, ready to go.
We shot a couple scenes for that hoodies video yesterday too. We was out there in Worcester, Mass.
We shot it in New York with them, and then
now we're trying to put the story together. You know what I mean?
Like, do you outsource the videography, or do you have a videographer that is part of the team? Or
yeah, we got to be.
Oh yeah, shout out my bro, man. That's one of the bros too, man. Onyx, man.
Shout out the whole team.
Obviously shout out the whole team, but shout out my guy Onyx, man, because on some G shit, I'm taking my music, and he got the camera, and he knows how to like put all the plugins and put in my story and making it a reality, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And we just mesh right when it comes to building with each other, man. And I thank him for helping me put my vision into a reality. You know what I mean?
If y'all watch that Sins video, y'all see what he's talking about.
Yo, it's like
it's
I promise you, bro. It's like 3-4 stories in one, because you're gonna see like we're showing that we've been through some shit in our life. We do some. Like, we kidnap somebody, we bury them. Not that we actually did it, but it's just kind of like a concept to the video. Yeah. And then we're showing that we're actually living a good life after, like, everything that happened. And then we're showing that we're getting, like, the bendición, you know what I mean? Like, the pastor's giving us, like, God bless you, whatever that's called, blessings.
Okay.
That's dope.
That's fire. So who were, like, some of your favorite, like, rappers growing up and artists?
Well, growing up, I like the early mid 2000s. I like me some Weezy. I like me some D Block. I like me some Dipset. I even like Juvenile back in them days. You know what I'm saying? What really got me into the music, I'd have to say like Al Bial's. You know what I'm saying? Young M.A.
Yeah.
Shout out Millie's. You know what I'm saying? From the same state. Joiner kind of showed me like you could be from literally the middle of nowhere, bro. Like if you got that aspiration, man, no goes too far to fetch. You feel me? And I've actually seen them grow up from right in the corner where everybody's like, yeah, you ain't doing nothing, and look, you know what I'm saying? So nothing's impossible, bro. Chase it.
So how do you feel about like the state of mass and New England hip hop in general right now, and where it's at, and where do you see it going?
You got a lot of dope acts right now. to be honest.
Honestly, I think we're in the best when it comes to hip hop as a whole, locally and on the rises. There's a lot of good talent out here. Like we already named a few. You know what I'm saying?
You got Exit Fame.
Shout out Exit Fame.
King
Shout out
Ace.
King Ace. Shout out Hands Down Life. Obviously
I missed
us.
a few too. You know how that goes.
If I don't say your name, I apologize. Hey, Zip, you know what I'm saying? Don't forget my guys in Rhode Island, you know what I mean? The Your Boy Locals,
Caddy Smooth.
like there's a bunch.
No, there's a lot of talent in New England, and like, see, like with Rhode Island music scene, it's like crabs in a barrel. Everybody wants to be the man, but nobody wants to unite. And like what we're doing when we say us, never them, it's like we got a couple artists that rock with mass artists, so like they'll pop out to the shows with us and show love as well, and we do the same.
That's fine. If you could get a feature from anybody in the game right now, who would it be? From the highest of the high to whoever.
I like people that I can relate, because I honestly I could say the highest of the highest. You already know I'm gonna go like Kendrick Lamar and Drake, because I'm super rich after I do a feature with one of those guys. You know what I'm saying? But like realistically, somebody that I can generally say like I listen to their music and I feel their pain. Right now, I really want to feature with Young M.A. I don't know what it is, but she been through some shit, man, and I just feel like we would make something real dope.
Yeah, she's a
And everybody in the music, if you see, like everybody's following suit with certain artists that they work with. We're trying to be different from that. We're trying to step outside that box and work with people they wouldn't expect.
Yo, just you gotta follow us. You gotta follow us after this show, because mark my words, after I'd say like the middle of January, you're gonna be like, these niggas really did that. Like humbly.
Respectfully.
So what have been like some obstacles that you've encountered since you've been out? Whether that's with maybe your freedom or just doing music or anything really.
Probation, really.
The traveling part's probably the biggest.
Yeah.
I mean, getting permission. You know what I'm saying? Just getting used to, because even in jail we was making money. You know what I mean? Poker table and shit. You know what I mean? And then when you come home, you got real bills, you got real life, you got children, so you kind of, and then you're not making that fast money. So it's like, you got to be a little bit more patient. You know what I mean?
Play the long game.
And it's kind of like I said about the first shop that I got, man. It takes time, man, but you're gonna start seeing a lot of the things that you're investing in. You're feeling like you're broke. It's not gonna be in vain, man. It's gonna come back, and gradually. I'm not saying like we sitting in Hollywood, you know what I'm saying, but we doing all right, man. You know what I mean?
We all gonna go together, man. Who knows what all of us are gonna look like 10 years from now, man. Who knows, man?
I mean, think about it. Look at all these fucking billionaires. They 40, 50 years old before they get to that point. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's not. I mean, you obviously got some kids like Jake Paul's and shit. They fucking grow into a silver spoon, so they lucky. But
it's all about reinventing ourselves, obviously, especially people like us who kind of going down the wrong path and ended up in prison. Obviously, what we were doing wasn't working, so let's just reinvent ourselves, try something new. You never know. Like you said, you're gonna find your gift, man.
You know what's one thing I want to say about chasing that street lifestyle, my nigga? Like, it's like growing up without that, like the two parents to guide you the righteous way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now you're going to the streets, and it's easy to find that sort
like
of
it's love,
family fake love that you're searching for. You know what I mean? Because it's like you're all chasing the same shit. We trying to get that dollar. You know what I'm saying? So it all makes sense, but it's not real love. There's one in between every few type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
then, like you said, being blinded by it, then you're gonna have people put you on dummy crashes, and then once you do that crash, I'm saying people that put you on ain't gonna be there for you.
What would be the main message you want to get across to if you were like speaking to at-risk youth or kids maybe locked up in a juvenile detention center, because before it's too late for them to end up in the feds, right?
Facts. Nah, they just gotta reevaluate their
so,
thinking.
The thinking.
Do a camera check,
man. To be honest, bro, everybody. I mean, we're not from Mars. We're from here. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody gotta have a family member. Everybody gotta have a cousin, a sister, a brother, dad, mom. They're a druggie or they've been in jail. They seen somebody they love that went to prison. You know what I mean? Learn from them. That's probably the simplest thing I could tell you, man. Cause like D said, man, you really don't have too many options on who you gonna live with. You can have a fat, stinking person, and you can have a dirty ass person. Like, it's just so many different people in this world, man. And it's just like, wouldn't you rather be free? Maybe a little bit less money, but you'll be free, and then you're enjoying who you want to be around, and you can kind of dictate what you want to be around, than being in there and forced to see people that you want to see, disgusting people. There's actually great people that's in there. Don't get it twisted. But it's just, I'm trying to give you the raw image of why you shouldn't be in there, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't take that short route. Take the long route, but it's going to benefit you long more.
Just reflect on your real choices in life.
Yeah, you don't want to be that 55-year-old, 60-year-old dude doing a life bid. You've been in since you're 20. You had some CO when you first got in there telling you what to do. Now you got his son telling you what to do. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't want to be that dude, man. So hopefully, before it's too late, you know, sometimes things gotta happen. You know, catch a little bid, but you know, sometimes people ain't that lucky, man, and they catch a big one. So it's really a gamble. You know, that's what I would say for sure. If you're gonna do it, it's a
not only
risk.
that, they don't gotta make a name for anybody else. You gotta make a name for yourself. What you stand for. How you want to leave this earth. You want to make history. How you want to be remembered. Stuff like that.
Absolutely. And if you're religious, man, you want to do what you know. What God want you to do, man. Righteous in front of God.
We're all here for a purpose.
You know, for sure.
You know what killed like this new generation, meaning like the teen boppers and maybe like the early 20s right now, is that drill music. Think about all the people that's rapping about that, man. The majority ain't sitting around, riding around, shooting them up, bang bang 24/7. Don't get it twisted. It happens.
Smoking on the op, catching.
But they singing about all that, man, and they sitting in a big ass house laughing at niggas like while we do, not we, cause I'm not doing that shit, but while niggas is doing whatever they doing, ripping and running, you know what I'm saying?
I heard somebody say Young Jeezy's telling your kids to trap or die while he's sending his to college.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
I seen that shit. And you gotta really think about like, it, man. Them ones you idolize, it's just like they're brainwashing you to do something that you're gonna feel the effect of it down the line, and it's gonna either make you or break you.
That's for sure, man. Why was it important for you to come up and tell your story today? Why did you want to do that, and why did you think it was important?
At the end of the day, man, honestly, it's just good to get off my chest, number one. And number two, it's like D said, man, if you can catch a couple people's attention and they can reflect off of my mess ups, then that's a win right there in itself, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, it's about saving the youth because they're the future, you know what I'm saying? Like,
any closing words before I let you go?
Free all the guys behind the wall, especially for the holidays.
That's for sure.
Free the guys, man. There's really some genuine good people in there, man, that had no choice to do certain things in life, you know what I mean? Because they was trying to get ahead and take care of their family. So don't judge people, you know what I mean? You don't know their story, man. Like,
I mean, look at the president. He's a felon, right?
That's why we're telling the stories, to humanize them and let people know it's not just a piece of paper, man. There's a human behind that, and it's usually context, right? It's not just somebody going out there making all these decisions on purpose. Like, life happens, you know what I mean? Parents is messed up, parents is gone, you're in a bad neighborhood.
It's still a choice at the end of the day.
A lot of us catch these cases at young ages. I guess if you're in your 50s and you're still doing certain things, like, I don't know what to tell you, but some people were just young, made some bad choices, and they're really trying to get their stuff together, bro. And I appreciate anybody trying to change their life and do that, bro, for sure.
It's not easy either.
Not
especially
at all,
starting from scratch.
Nothing worth having is ever going to be easy. So if it's hard, it probably means you're doing the right thing, bro.
Man, if it was easy, everybody do it like they say, right?
Yeah, for sure, bro.
It's not always about the material things.
That's it, yo. I appreciate you coming through.
Nah, we appreciate you.
Again.
Love, bro. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Remember, this is the Bounce Back Podcast. It is what it is. What's next is what you make it. On that note, we out of here. Peace.
Bounce back, you got a moment when they see you down this